Hi guys, this is the first video in a new series of videos about English words that you hate. In these mini lessons, we'll be speaking about words and expressions that many English learners find confusing. Today we'll speak about the word other. So what's the difference between other, others, the other, and other? All the confusion with these forms is due to the fact that other has lots of hats to wear. It can be a noun, a pronoun, a determiner, or an adjective if you wish, and even a verb. Before we get down to the examples, let's clarify a few things. We mostly see other used in a sentence as a pronoun or as an adjective or a determiner. I say an adjective or a determiner because the name depends on the classification system that you stick to. This way or another, adjectives as well as determiners are the words that characterize or describe nouns. Adjectives can stand before nouns they modify, like a lovely day or an interesting conversation, or after them, like the day was lovely or our conversation was interesting. In English, a noun can be characterized or modified by several adjectives at the same time. For instance, an exquisite little dress or an old Roman stadium. Determiners also characterize nouns, but you cannot use several determiners with one noun, and neither can you use a determiner after a noun. So it's only logical that we should call other a determiner. Apart from that, other is a pronoun. A pronoun is a word that can be used instead of a noun, usually instead of a noun that has already been mentioned before. So let's sum it up before we go any further. Determiners or adjectives characterize nouns. Pronouns replace them. That's the key idea that will help you gain insight on how we use the word other. As a determiner, other means different from previously mentioned, additional or alternative. As a determiner, other can be used with singular countable nouns and with plural nouns. These and other questions will be answered at the next lesson. Question is a countable plural noun. Nasturtiums help prevent aphids from attacking other plants. The same, plants is a countable plural noun. I use buses when traveling to work. You may prefer some other means of transportation. Means can be both singular and plural. Cookies are used to store and receive identifiers and other information on computers, phones, and other devices. Here, information is a singular uncountable noun, and devices is a plural countable noun. Do you like jazz? No, I prefer other music. Music is an uncountable noun. As a pronoun, other means a person or thing different from one already mentioned, an additional person or thing. I can't compare this experience to any other. Only black rice can be used in this recipe. No other will do. Note that as a determiner, other doesn't have a plural form, but it has a plural form as a pronoun. That's others. So when you use other as a determiner, you cannot say others books about birds. That's incorrect. You should say other books about birds. Others is a pronoun, a plural form of other. It means different from already mentioned, additional, or alternative. I'll bring some of my bags tomorrow and I'll get others delivered at the weekend. You should treat others the way you want to be treated yourself. Some people adopt dogs, others prefer to keep cats as their pets. Sometimes being kind allows others to see the goodness in humanity through you. Germany can't. Pay attention that in all of these examples, others expresses indefinite plurality. We are not talking about things or people from a particular group. We are talking about some other people or things, different from already mentioned, but not definite. The other, as a determiner, can be used with a singular noun and means the second of two things or people, the opposite of the set of two, and with a plural noun means the remaining things or people in a group. They opened a new restaurant on the other side of the street. One bank of the river is almost flat. The other bank is a steep hill. Jane and Kelly are in the dining room, but where are the other guests? Only the 2 apartments on the ground floor are rented. The other apartments in the building are currently vacant. As a pronoun, the other means the second of two things or people. The other or the others refers back to something which has already been mentioned. Two men came in the room. One was tall and thin, the other was short and had a cane. I have two dogs. One is small and the other is big. These pomegranates were planted by the previous owners. The others we planted ourselves. There were only two of us at the class. The others didn't come. I see there are only 3 forks of the set of 6. Where are the others? The pronoun the other, the others, replace the nouns that were mentioned before, and as we have the article the here, they speak about particular, definite people or things. What about another? In Middle English it was an other, that in modern English became another. We write the article and other together, so they make one word. As a determiner, another means one more, an additional or alternative one. We use another with singular countable nouns. Would you like another glass of wine? Means would you like one more glass of wine? This t-shirt has a smear. Do you have another one of the same color? Another in this case means alternative one. Another way you can state that somebody has little or no money left is to say that they are broke. Another means additional. One more way you can state that they have another house where they live in summer. Again, they have an additional house. One more house. As a pronoun replacing a noun, another means an additional person or thing. A person or thing different from one already mentioned. This orange is rotten. Take another. Francis Ford Coppola is another of his favorite film directors. I see you like Jane Austen's novels. I have another of her books. They had been moving from one city to another until they found a perfect place to live. A quick reminder, you can only use another to replace singular countable nouns. It's easy to remember because the article a or an is used with indefinite singular countable nouns. To sum up, other means additional to the one already mentioned or alternative. Others is the plural form of the pronoun other. The other is the second of two, the opposite. The others speak of the remaining things or people of a particular group. And another is one more, additional, extra, or alternative. Let's take a quick test. Write the sentences down and insert appropriate forms of the word other. Choose among other, others, the other, the others, and another. Let's check. These forks are for everyday use. The other forks are for guests. Some owners of the flats want to install video cameras in the elevators. Others disagree. I have had Toyotas for almost 20 years. I think it's time for me to try another car brand. Other cities you'd probably like to visit in Finland are Tampere and Rovaniemi. There were 2 desks in the room. One was tidy and the other one was a mess. Some people like skiing, others like snowboarding. Some people in the group stayed at the hotel while the others went on a sightseeing tour. I also mentioned that other can also be a verb. Can you guess what it means? To other means to view or treat somebody as different or alien. We even have the gerund othering in modern English. For instance, othering is an us versus them way of thinking. International collaboration is vital to combating the rise of hate, extremism, and othering. And let's also consider this example. I still remember my first experience being othered. It affected the rest of my life. That's all for today. I hope you liked this new format. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below, and see you in the next lesson.